Rising majestically above the meeting point of two continents, Topkapi Palace stands as a testament to the grandeur of the Ottoman Empire. For nearly 400 years, this was the heart of a vast empire that spanned 3 continents, ruling over millions of people. Today, it is one of Turkey's most important cultural treasures, offering a glimpse into the life, power, and glory of the sultans. Construction of Topkapi Palace began in 1459, just 6 years after the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, also known as Mehmed the Conqueror, captured Constantinople. Built on the ancient acropolis of the city, this grand palace was not only a royal residence, but also the political, cultural, and administrative hub of the empire. Topkapi was designed to reflect the power of the empire. Its courtyards, pavilions, and opulent rooms were symbols of Ottoman wealth and artistic achievement. In Imperial Council Chamber, decisions that would shape the destiny of nations were made. The Imperial Council, led by the Grand Vizier, met here to discuss matters of state, war, and diplomacy. Above them, hidden behind a grille in the council chamber, the Sultan could secretly listen to the discussions, a reminder of his ultimate authority. Topkapi Palace was not only the seat of political power, but also a spiritual center. The Chamber of the Sacred Relics holds some of Islam's holiest artifacts, including the Prophet Muhammad's sword, cloak, and the staff of Moses. These relics were brought here from various corners of the empire, symbolizing the Sultan's role as the Caliph, the protector of Islam. The reverence for these objects added a divine legitimacy to the Sultan's rule, connecting the Ottoman dynasty directly to the Prophet. The Chamber of the Holy Relics in Topkapi Palace, Turkey, holds one of the most revered collections of Islamic sacred relics in the world. These relics are significant not only to Islamic history, but also to the legacy of the Ottoman Empire, which, under the leadership of Sultan Selim I, claimed the title of Caliph and Protector of Islam after conquering the Mamluk Sultanate in 1517. Here's a detailed look at some of the most important relics housed in Topkapi Palace's Holy Relics section. Several swords attributed to the Prophet Muhammad are housed in the Chamber of the Holy Relics, but the most famous is Zulfikar, the legendary sword known for its distinctive 2-pointed tip. This sword was believed to have been given to Ali, the Prophet's cousin and son-in-law. The sword has become an important symbol of Islamic history and is revered by both Sunni and Shia Muslims. The Chamber of the Holy Relics was established by Sultan Selim Topkapı in the early 16th century when he brought these sacred objects back from his conquests in the Arab lands, particularly Egypt. The sultans saw themselves as the caliphs of Islam, and the possession of these relics legitimized their spiritual authority over the Muslim world. The collection was carefully curated and expanded over the centuries, with each sultan adding new items to the growing treasury. For the Ottomans, these relics were not only symbols of their connection to the Islamic world, but also a way to emphasize their role as the defenders of the faith. Today, these relics are displayed in the Sacred Trust's pavilion in Topkapi Palace, and they continue to attract millions of visitors each year. While they are housed in a museum setting, they are still treated with a sense of religious reverence. Visitors are often struck by the aura of sanctity in the chamber, where a hafiz, a person who has memorized the Quran, continually recites from the Quran in the background, honoring the sacred nature of the artifacts. For Muslims, the holy relics of Topkapi Palace represent a tangible connection to the prophets and the early days of Islam, while for historians and tourists, they offer a fascinating insight into the religious and political power of the Ottoman Empire. The confectionery kitchen of Topkapi Palace, known as the Helvehane, literally House of Halva, was a significant part of the palace's sprawling kitchen complex. The kitchens of Topkapi Palace were not just for preparing daily meals, but also for creating elaborate sweets, desserts, and ceremonial dishes that played a central role in Ottoman court life. Here's a detailed look at the Helvehane and its importance. The Helvehane was part of the larger kitchen complex located on the palace grounds near the second courtyard. The kitchen complex at Topkapi was massive, consisting of 10 separate sections designed to prepare food for thousands of people daily, including the Sultan, the royal family, palace officials, and staff. The confectionery kitchen itself was a specialized division, separate from the main kitchens that prepared regular meals. The Helvehane was dedicated to the preparation of a wide variety of sweets and desserts that were integral to Ottoman culinary culture. Here, master chefs and confectioners, known as helvacıbaşı, oversaw the creation of halva, lokum, Turkish delight, baklava, sherbets, marzipan, jams, and a range of other confections. Sweets were not only consumed daily by the Sultan and the court, but were also an important part of religious and imperial celebrations. Large quantities of sweets were prepared for special occasions such as Ramadan, weddings, births, circumcision ceremonies, and diplomatic events. The confectionery kitchen played a crucial role in palace life. Sweets were not only enjoyed for their taste, but also held symbolic and ceremonial importance. For instance, it was a palace tradition to offer trays of baklava to soldiers of the elite Janissary Corps during religious festivals as part of their salary in kind. In addition, sweets were frequently used in diplomatic settings. Luxurious trays of confections were sent as gifts to foreign dignitaries and visiting ambassadors, showcasing the wealth and generosity of the Ottoman Empire. The Helvehane was a space where culinary artistry flourished. The chefs working here were highly skilled and carefully selected for their expertise in producing not only delicious, but also visually stunning desserts. The presentation of sweets was often just as important as the flavor, with elaborate trays and intricate designs created for banquets and feasts. The Helvehane was equipped with large copper cauldrons, intricate molds, and specialized tools for making sweets. The kitchen's layout allowed the chefs to work on multiple confections at once, with various sections dedicated to different tasks. Ingredients like sugar, honey, spices, nuts, and dried fruits were stored in vast quantities to meet the needs of the court. The kitchen was staffed with a hierarchy of chefs, from the helvacıbaşı, chief confectioner, down to apprentices who assisted in the preparation. The helvacıbaşı held an esteemed position in the palace hierarchy and was responsible for managing the kitchen, sourcing the finest ingredients and maintaining the quality of the sweets. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire and the transformation of Topkapi Palace into a museum, the helvahane, like the rest of the palace, ceased its original function. Today, visitors to Topkapi can see parts of the palace kitchens, including the confectionery section, preserved as a historical monument to the grandeur of Ottoman culinary culture. The legacy of the helvahane lives on in Turkish cuisine, where many of the desserts perfected in Topkapi are still enjoyed today, often linked to Ottoman traditions that began within the palace walls. The helvahane of Topkapi Palace was more than just a kitchen. It was a space where culinary traditions and the refined tastes of the Ottoman court were brought to life. As the Ottoman Empire modernized and expanded, the sultans eventually moved their primary residence to the newly built Dolmabahce Palace in the mid-19th century. Topkapi, however, remained a symbol of the empire's glorious past. The palace continued to house important relics and serve ceremonial purposes. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire and the establishment of the Turkish Republic in 1923, Topkapi Palace was converted into a museum by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Today it houses some of the world's most valuable treasures, the Topkapi dagger, the spoonmaker's diamond, and a collection of priceless manuscripts and jewellery. Topkapi Palace remains a window into the past, a place where the grandeur of an empire can still be felt in every courtyard, every room, and every artifact. As the sun sets over Istanbul, Topkapi Palace stands as a reminder of the empire that once ruled from these very halls. It is not just a museum, but a living monument to the complexities, grandeur, and legacy of the Ottoman world. A palace that continues to captivate all who walk through its gates,